speaking to a very, very special guest here today. We've got all kinds of folks all over the place congregating at Genting Highlands right here in Hugo's and this rather beautiful looking restaurant and lounge. And all the way from Australia, it's great to finally meet you, Sam Spur.
Absolutely, thank you, Jay. Lovely to be
Cigar
here.
Journal in the house right here, right now. What are you smoking, Sam?
I'm smoking a Roberto Duran custom roll, so yeah, going very well at the moment.
How is it so far?
Yeah, it's nice. It's a bit of pepper at the start, but the draw is fantastic for a custom roll. Usually, when it's a fresh cigar, you've got to give it a bit of time to dry out a little bit. But from the get-go, it's going well.
Well, this night is primed to be a great night. The cigars are smoking well. You know, everyone. You know, if you look around, people are starting to gather up as well.
Yeah,
you know,
early days, but I think it's going to be a big night.
it's going to be a big night. Exactly. We've got a big man sitting in the hot seat right here to talk to us about cigars and about the cigar world itself. But before we delve into all of this, how did you get involved in cigars?
It's quite interesting, actually. When I was growing up, my father was a cigarette smoker, and I grew up hating cigarettes, hating smoking, thinking it's disgusting. But then, funnily enough, I finished university. I was out with a friend of mine in a pub in Sydney when you could still smoke indoors. And we said, oh, let's get a cigar to celebrate and pretend like, you know, we're the big boss, you know, that sort of thing. And so we had a cigar, and from being someone who hated smoking, I actually enjoyed the process, enjoyed obviously the cigar, but more so the time to sit down.
You remember
talk,
what cigar it was, though?
I remember it was a Bolivar. That's all I remember. I can't remember exactly which one, but I remember it was a Bolivar.
So from the get-go, you started with a full-bodied cigar itself.
Maybe that's why I just got hooked. I mean, if it was maybe it was a light-bodied cigar, it'd be like not doing anything for me.
It was love at first sight for you with cigars itself. Now, moving on, you know, from having smoked your first cigar, you know, with your mate, catching up, the likes of that, and then going from there into Cigar Journal itself. That's a whole different ballgame. How did that come about?
Yeah, well, after that first cigar, then I sort of started to, you know, I was only young out of university, 21, 22. I just went out to cigar shops, asked lots of questions about cigars, bought samplers of different cigars just to try different things. And then after a few years of enjoying cigars, we went to Cuba, my wife and I. And
how was that like?
Yeah, no, it was fantastic. A great experience. But yeah, coming back from Cuba, I really got excited about being part of the cigar community in one way, and I was tossing up, do I open a cigar shop or do I do something? And then I had a bit of a knack for writing, so I sent an email to the publisher of Cigar Journal, Reinhold Widmeyer, and in the email I basically said, look, I love cigars. Can I write a story about what's happening in Australia? And he said yes. And that was 11 years ago. And since then, I've travelled, and when I've travelled, I've done stories about, you know, mainly Asia Pacific region, but then been to Nicaragua to do stories about Perdomo, etc. A lot of manufacturers in interviews.
As they say, the rest is history.
Absolutely. So a little bit of luck, but also a lot of hard work as well.
Brilliant, right? I can imagine. You know, it's a hard job, but someone's got to do it at the end of the day, right? And you know, going back, you were mentioning about the cigar community itself, and that's one great thing. It's not just what we hold in our hands here. It's also, you know, the camaraderie and meeting everyone from the scene itself. So going back to the community, you know, like you mentioned, you traveled Asia Pacific, you know, Nicaragua as well. How is the cigar community like from country to country or region to region?
I think there's similarities and differences. The cigar culture I think is very positive. People, whether you're a retailer, whether you're just a cigar lover, if you're into cigars, you'll always find someone who's always willing to catch up for a cigar. If you're in a strange city, you can connect with people and say, let's have a cigar. And more often than not, people are more than willing to share their time and catch up for a cigar. That's one of the beauties about the cigar culture, I think. Subtle differences between countries. Some countries have sort of that older cigar community, but I see more and more across a lot of countries, particularly Asia, there's more and more of the younger generation.
So they're getting younger and younger from your observation?
Well, not too young, because you don't want to sell cigars to children, of course. That's very bad.
That's very bad. You know, it's brilliant because speaking of having a cigar, we're having a cigar together right here. You know, talking about cigars itself, going back to the cigars itself, you know, in your day-to-day job, you know, in your work, you see a lot of cigars. You go through them, of course. You know, what are some of the more memorable cigars that you've seen?
That's a tough question. I've smoked quite a few cigars, obviously.
Anything recently that sort of picked you?
Yeah, recently, I do a lot of blind cigar reviews for Cigar Journal, for another online organisation called Cigar Sense. So I'm smoking cigars all the time. But probably recently, some of the cigars I've enjoyed. I was in Hong Kong early this year, and Ricky Wu from Hong Kong Cigar Exchange just handed me a 1970s Dunhill, and I was like, whoa! And that was just beautiful. That was like just creamy and really light floral flavor, aroma. It's just sensational.
I'm tagging along with you to Hong Kong the next time, alright, mate?
But then more recently, just last weekend actually, I was at a wedding south of Sydney and had a Hoya Red from Hoya de Nicaragua makes the Antaño, which is a really strong cigar. But and that sort of scares some people away, but the Hoya Red...
really dark wrapper, solid stock looking cigar.
And it can knock you around if you're not prepared for it. But I think the Hoya Red is something that I've had recently that is very approachable, but it's still got a hint of body as well, which is really nice.
It's a good balance of ligero as well as the sweetness from the cigar.
Just a really good cigar and perfect for if you're a seasoned smoker or new to the industry.
Brilliant. And of course, we have a lot of different people smoking different cigars here today, but we have Mr. Roberto Duran himself. Now, I'm sure you've had the Roberto Duran cigars.
Yeah, I've had a few recently.
What's your view on the cigars?
Personally, I think they're fantastic cigars. I've known Roberto for quite some time. I first met him in 2007 at the ITDA trade show in Houston, actually. And same sort of thing, just went up, said hello, and then, funnily enough, bumped into him in Hong Kong, and a year later, then a few years ago, saw him at the Intertabak trade show in Dortmund in Germany, and then again here in Malaysia. So it's funny with the cigar industry and cigar people, paths cross, and but Roberto's, for the past few years, he's put together some amazing cigars and doing a great job, and he's, got quite a big operation in Ecuador, growing a lot of wrapper down there. And I see good things for the brand, and wish him all the best. He's doing very well.
I'm really enjoying this one right here. This is a brand new blend that's just out actually. But before I let you go and enjoy the night, I'm sure dinner is being served very, very soon as well. Any words for your Malaysian viewers out there, any of these cigar smokers who couldn't make it here to Genting today? Any words or anything you want to tell them about the Malaysian cigar community itself? What's your view of the Malaysian cigar community?
Well, I was here earlier in February doing a story for Cigar Journal, so please check it out. You can find copies in a lot of the retailers. But I think the Malaysian cigar community is very strong. It's really vibrant. It's great to see that there's, people from all walks of life starting to enjoy more cigars. And I think the main thing is cigars are a communal thing. It's great. I smoke a lot of cigars at home, but it's great to get out to events, meet new people, and don't ever be... don't ever think that, I'm new to cigars, so I'm not going to go, I might be embarrassed. It's not about that at all. Genuine cigar people will always be welcoming, always, happy to talk about cigars. So I think that's the main thing. But I love Malaysia, it's fantastic. The smoking laws are great.
Of course.
Kuala Lumpur's fantastic.
Great. So we can look forward to having you back here again soon.
I'll be back. I'm sure I will be.
So we just got the co-sign Malaysia. You just got a co-sign from Sam Spur himself. He loves Malaysia. Thank you very, very much for your time, Sam.
Thank you. Absolute pleasure. Good on you, Jay. Cheers.